Hello, everybody, it's your boy JR Reviews back here with another it's somebody aka Senpai JD back at it with another video here to bring you. Really, it's my how I got into anime and my story and my story getting into manga. I was inspired by J Chip's show video about him, how he got into anime, and about my boy Doofy's video how he got into anime. Really cool awesome videos, really cool guys. I'm gonna go, and was really inspired by to do this video from their video. So before I do start the video, let me just close my door because I don't want anyone who comes in the house to interrupt the volume and everything that of the video. Okay, we're good. Okay, back. So how I really got into anime? Well, see, for me personally, growing up as a kid, I was the firstborn kid of my parents, so everything I watched was very unsupervised. For example, at age 7, I had already started to watch rated R horror films. But the fact of the matter is, I had family members, not my parents, but my dad's side of the family and my uncle on my mom's side, my mom's brother, who really did love horror films. And the fact of the matter, and my grandmother's house on my dad's side, my dad's mom really did loved horror so much that her entire house was horror themed. I mean, you couldn't walk 2 feet in front of you before you would find some scary VHS or some scary book cover. So either it was get used to horror and start liking it, or at least put up a tolerance to it so you don't get nightmares. That was my life for a very long time. Also, that my grandmother helped me to get my fear of dolls. So, I mean, help me get it, not like help me get over it, but help me get it. So it's a two-way street, and that's another. Anyway, so growing up, I wasn't really supervised, and I was my parents worked a lot, so I got to go to my grandparents' house a lot, and sometimes go to babies. And when I started going to school, I went to a nanny service or anything. By the age of 4 and 5, I started watching anime, and you would think that the anime you wouldn't really know it's anime, but the thing is, I was a very weird kid. I was very, in a way, I was smart, but dumb at the same time. I did some dumb shit, I'll admit it. For example, I didn't want to read. I didn't learn to read very well, and I couldn't read it very well up until the age of, let's say, not junior high. I would say around, I didn't really want to read until, I guess, the age of, 7. I didn't like to read. It was boring. I thought it was boring. But the channel I used to watch anime on was 4Kids TV, or not 4Kids, sorry. That's what they would call it here in Florida. Kids WB, which I used to watch. Yu Yu Hakusho, which was on there. I used to watch Pokemon, but even though I didn't come that technically at that point, I started watching Pokemon very early, at age 3. Around age 4 and 5, I started to realize the regular U.S. shows I watch have a very different, I guess, artistic, animation style than the one shows I'm watching on Kids WB, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball, and a bunch of other shows, reruns of shows. Now, granted, I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho, but I could give you 2 clues of what was going on in the show. Because I just thought, cool fight scenes. This guy's pretty cool, somewhat of a cool story that I can kind of latch on to. So, I got into, so that's what got me into it. So, my first real anime that I can start to watch and understand was, when I watched on Kids WB was Ultimate Muscle. Which, if you don't know, I'm definitely going to probably do an anime review at one point in time. But, just to give you a small synopsis, this Earth was being invaded, and to decide whoever is the winner, who controls Earth and can do whatever they want with it, is decided by a wrestling an ultimate wrestling match, where different planets are putting different people in, and different nations on Earth are putting people in charge of fighting this wrestling match, and it's up to this one guy named Kid Muscle, who's supposed to be the son of the greatest wrestler in the universe. Who's sadly though, Kid Muscle is some kind of coward and has no guts, and actually he's afraid of everything, including his own shadow. but somehow he's supposed to be the savior of us and Earth. Anyway, so that's basically the premise, and he has to save Earth by winning all the matches and become the ultimate muscle. Anyways, so this, so this, then that was the first one I actually watched that I really enjoyed. But then there was another anime. Sorry. Then there was Shaman King. Shaman King was the next one I watched, and I really did like Shaman King. Just I don't know what was with me and Shaman King. I thought it was very, I don't know, cool premise as a kid. I mean, it wasn't really the greatest. Now that I look back on it, it wasn't the greatest show because of just honestly, at some point I started to realize that shonen might not be my thing, and that came to forward when I watched my first romance anime like years later. But like, my second anime is more of an adult anime, and that's Cowboy. Third anime is more of an adult anime, and that's Cowboy Bebop. By the way, at the time around this time is when I started watching Digimon. I started watching Digimon around 4, like, but not religiously yet. Then I watched it religiously like when I was like 6, and that's when I realized that Digimon was like really an anime. So that's will be, I guess you could say that's 3 and 4. Cowboy Bebop and Digimon are 3 and 4. To this day, Digimon is one of my favorite series. Ultimate favorite kids isekai series that I ever watched. Not even gonna lie, the movie they made recently, for 2020 for its anniversary, brought me to tears. So if you just gonna say, if you're all Digimon fans out there, go watch that film. You will leave you crying if you're a fan of the first series. But all I'm gonna say is go watch that film. It was a really good film. I thought it was a really good movie. Anyways, I think I had to watch it in like sub. I think I watched it in sub. Yeah, I watched it in sub. Anyways, and the next anime obviously was Naruto and One Piece. By the way, at this time I was watching Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh at the same time, so I'm not going into those. I counted those as cartoons as a kid. Naruto and One Piece is the next 2 anime I started. I started that when I started going off of Kids WB and watching Toonami. From Toonami I watched that, One Piece, Zatch Bell, which is also a pretty good anime. One of my other favorite animes of shonen animes of this today. And I realized I really like supernatural aspects to my anime that I watch. Because Zatch Bell is actually a supernatural aspect. Bobo, which to this day I could not tell you one lick of the plot. I remember watching it because I thought it was funny. Honestly, it's gonna take a while before I get to where I got into manga. By the way, I mean I collected a few manga here and there. Like I had a few Naruto volumes. I had volume 27, volume 23 somewhere. I had volumes like 26 and 25, but I just never like collected like manga itself until like I guess 3 or 4 years ago. Anyways, but as I got back to let's go back to the anime portion. So after a while, I stopped watching anime. I would just run to Naruto. I would just buy the box sets of Naruto. Small story. I got into on Black Friday when I was like 10. 12-year-old kid punched me in the face when I was in the DVD section of Walmart I don't know why he punched me. Actually, I think he was trying to get to some other DVDs, and I was in his way for some reason. And Black Friday brings out the worst in people sometimes. And he punched me, and I went down. I bled, and I got angry, and I kind of beat the kid up. No offense. Again, I was 5 foot. He was 5'6", and I'm just gonna say I was at that point in time. I would already red belt in karate, so I knew some shit. Anyways, that's the side tangent. Yeah, I would go get the box sets of Naruto a lot. I still have some of them in the other one. I showed them in that one video. Don't ask me for where the DVDs discs are because I think they're all in my mom's van. And they're like, we used to have these for road trips. We had like a huge like binder full of DVDs to watch, since our car has a DVD player. Anyways, so back into Mom, what? I'm busy. I'm busy, I can't. Anyways, back to the video at hand. So where was that? Fuck. Yeah, so I get after around that time, I stopped watching anime. I stopped watching anime for a little bit, and it wasn't until like high school that I got really back into it. That's where I actually started my love of manga, because my high school had a lot more manga than it did than my junior high. When I was in two different states at that point. When I left junior high, I was in Chicago, Illinois. When I went into high school, I was in Florida. So and I was around sophomore year that I'd started reading more manga in high school from my high school library, which, I'm not even gonna lie, my junior and senior year, or I only ate and during lunch I barely ate lunch my entire senior year. I just picked off a freshman's food that they wouldn't eat, and I just went to the library and chilled with my friends and played like blackjack. Anyway, sorry about that. So next after that, I around sophomore year, I started watching more romance animes and mature anime. I started getting back into anime after a friend said you should go back into it after. I was talking to them about what I used to watch, and one day when we had free time, or I'm gonna say like we all finished our work, so we're all just talking, shooting shit, and we're just talking about shows we used to watch as a kid. And I said, yeah, I used to watch anime and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, cool. So what did you watch? And I said, I mean, that was a basic. I'm like, okay. So what else did you like? Anyone give you suggestions? One friend of mine suggested High School DxD, and then I watched High School DxD up till seasons. At that point, I think it was like season 2, and then I got to go. I didn't get to go. What the fuck am I saying? Around that point, I went after that around June. No, my senior year. Later, I watched a couple other animes. Before that, I don't remember what they were again. I couldn't tell you. But the one anime that really influenced me to this day is Elfen Lied, Michiko Hatchiken, Naruto. My favorite romance anime to this day is what's it called? Fuck. I did it. 3D Real Kanjo. And right now, there's one anime that I just watched on Netflix that could replace my favorite romance anime if it gets a third season. Hopefully, it does get a third season, and that's High School Girl. High Score Girl. As you know, I'm a huge fan of like retro gaming and all of that type of stuff. I love old games. One of my favorite games and it's also featured a lot in the anime. It's on. If you haven't watched High Score Girl, go watch it. It's really great. The one game that's featured a lot in that anime is Street Fighter, which it was a huge favorite of mine. Anyways, back to the video at hand. After that, I really got into ecchi as a whole. I mean, I think I started watching Musume. My favorite, I guess you could say, ecchi anime to this day is To Love Ru, which, as you can see, is the one I chose, or the one that's being propped up right there. To Love Ru, fair one. Recently I'm starting to collect the manga version of it, because the anime only got so far into the third season. Was it the fourth? Let's call it the fourth season. Only got so far, and I think they're not making another season after that. So, and there's a whole story and spiel why that is, and I just don't feel like going into it. But you would make this video like 36 minutes, and I just rather not. We'll just say there's some drama with the guy who created To Love Ru itself, and that's why there's manga was like only like 18 volumes, and like the first manga, and that's why Darkness is only 18 volumes, and that's exactly why there's only going to be 4 seasons. Supposedly only 4 seasons. I don't know if there will be more or not. If life could be different. Anyways, To Love Ru was the most really, I guess you could say, affectionate ecchi. It reminded me of ecchi in the fact that ecchi can be subtle, and every time ecchi happens in that anime, it's because there's real emotion behind it. Like sometimes it's obviously accidental happenings because of a fuck up on Lala's machine's part that she invents, or that just Rito's a fucking clumsy ass dude. Which, no offense to Rito, I love him, but he's a great MC, but he's very clumsy and he originally was not very good with women at all. But yeah, I mean, it has sci-fi. As I said in my top 20 favorite anime, it has sci-fi, which I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. It has the romance. It has the ecchi. It has supernatural aspects to it. It has everything you could want in, well, and really anything in anime alone. And just really I fell in love with the characters really fast. That was the thing, and I fell in love with everyone from Rito to Lala to Mikan. To this day, my favorite character is a plant girl that was given to Rito by Lala in the series. So I forgot her name. And it kind of makes me mad that she's my favorite character. That I can't remember her name. And there's a moment in time, but I will put an image on of her in the video. And she is my favorite character because she's very cute. She's very funny. Even though you can't understand whatever she said, all she says is her name, if I remember correctly. And she's like basically part plant, part human. I don't know how to describe it. She's from another planet, basically. And she was given to Rito by Lala for his 16th birthday as a gift. And it's like Rito is treated as his mother, and Rito really takes good care of it, and I really like it. And she has this funny thing in one of my favorite episodes is where she goes out on the town with Rito and a friend of his, on the town with Rito, and she drinks cola, and what happens is it makes her drunk, and she sneezes and releases this spore. And a spore, when someone inhales a spore, it makes this person grow a flower, and they become absolutely infatuated with Rito, to the point where they were like, at one scene, one girl who absolutely detests Rito gets the flower on her head, and tries to with him right there in the middle of the street, even though she tries to kill him on multiple occasions. Which, by the way, is she's also one of my favorite characters, even though I do not like tsundere trash, and I hate tsunderes. I hate tsunderes so much. But there are some tsunderes as I said before, I can get behind, and she's definitely one of them, because I'll give her a pass for her backstory. That's the only reason why I'm giving her a pass. But yeah, another anime that really I guess influenced me was Prison School, as I said before in my review, and my top 20 list. Anyways, that's my my introduction into anime. My introduction to manga, as I said, was going to Barnes and Nobles and buying those, and Monster Musume was another good manga. I'm gonna say this now. Anyone who says ecchi, if you read ecchi, you're a pervert. Fuck them. That's all I'm gonna say. If you read or watch ecchi, you're not a pervert. You're not. Okay. You just enjoy. You're a connoisseur of culture. You're a fine cultured person. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we all have those humanly urges. We all have those needs. And sometimes, who gives a shit if you read about it or not? I know I'm not doing anything with those. I'm just reading them for the fun of it. And you know what? I'm going to say this now. Ecchi will have the realest, funniest shit you will ever see in it sometimes. Sometimes shonen manga will do that too. But for me, it's the ecchi, it's the overall sexualized that has the realest, funniest shit. You don't see every day. Like, for example, I'll give this example real quick. In an anime manga, or in an anime called Teachers, or not my teachers, my assistant manga writer or whatever it is, he's a writer for manga. And Manga Sensei. Yeah, Manga Sensei. My season 2 Manga Sensei, whatever it is. You ever not sure if you've seen the Family Guy episode where Peter becomes more in touch with his feminine side, and he breastfeeds Stewie because of that. And the sheer horror on Stewie's face is priceless, and it's fucking fucked up, and it's hilarious. But in the manga sense, that's a really funny scene. It's a really iconic scene in Family Guy, and you just don't see that every day. Now, I'm not lying when I say in this anime, and it's the 12-second. Each anime episodes are like 12 minutes, I think. Right? Each episode in this anime is like 12 minutes. They recreated this, but with a gender swap. So not like saying, so it was a man doing this to a girl, but the fact is the girl is not a baby. She is 12 years old, hates this guy's guts. This guy is a pervert. I'll give you that. He is technically a pervert. He's definitely a pervert. The manga sensei. And he is wearing girls' clothing as the result, when he does this. We don't see what happens when we do see her wake up. We don't see the aftermath, but I'm pretty sure it's fucking like just a nightmare, hell on earth. Always we see is her eyes in shock and all that, but it's the reason why he's dressed as a woman is the same reason why Peter is technically acts like a woman in that episode, is because he is told that maybe if he becomes more in touch with his feminine side, he'll be able to understand his characters and what his readers want of him more in his stories, even though his stories are completely ecchi and like the stories I read. So yeah, I'm gonna watch animes I watch. So anyways, that's how I got into manga. And manga really just was going to Barnes & Noble, collecting that and watching videos on YouTube sometimes of collectors and all that. Anyways, that's how I got into manga. That's how I got into anime. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I have a lot of editing to do. I will see you guys in the next video. I do not know exactly when my Beyond the Right Waifu video will be coming up. I'm trying to help my boy editor Dalton, my editor and my boy Dalton, to complete his Shivers collection. So, and he also has a couple other things he's editing. So, I'm guessing by either this weekend at the latest, maybe tomorrow or Friday at the earliest. See you guys later. Peace.
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。ほうほう。では十分近づくがよい。Let me show you how to scratch it.